Hey guys, me again. Welcome to episode 5 of the Borrowed Bike series. This one's gonna be a rain ride. Guess where I'm going? That's right, the bloody courthouse. To deal with stupid speeding tickets because I don't know how to keep my wrist out of the throttle, apparently. And of course, it's been dry all week. All week it's been dry. Until I have to go to the courthouse that's far away from my home. Then, lo and behold, it decides to rain. And I'm very sad about it. Actually, what I'm most upset about is that I'm gonna get Bones' bike all wet. That's a bummer to me, because it's not mine. I always feel bad when I have to use other people's stuff. Besides, I have no idea how grippy his tires are. So riding in the rain makes me quite nervous. This is going to be an adventure of epic proportions, I think. Anyway, rain riding. There are some things you guys should be thinking about. If you're not rain riders, that's fine. This choke cable doesn't quite work. I keep forgetting that. There we go. For those of you who do ride in the rain, there are some details you need to remember. Like, remember your blinkers. Remember that paint is slippery. It doesn't have the kind of traction that pavement does. Why? By virtue of it being paint, that's why. But that's something to bear in mind. Even when you're changing lanes, these little hash marks are slippery as dog snot. So, you gotta be careful not to hit those. I try to always, when I change lanes, go between these hash marks, just out of habit. For lane splitters, that's a big deal, because you can seriously spill if you happen to be braking with your front tire on one of those patches of paint. And this guy's pulling over. Cool. Other important things to think about. Railroad tracks, those are slippery too. They're just polished metal. Crosswalk paint, pretty much anything that's painted, you should be watching out for. He says as he parks on the crosswalk line, like an idiot. What else? Lowered visibility for yourself and for the other cars around you. My lens fogs up on this helmet when I get too warm, so it's actually doing that right now. It's awesome. Mist. Even if it's not raining when you go out, if it's wet, you can see mist comes up off the tires of the vehicles around you. So even if it's not coming out of the sky, be prepared to get wet. I am wearing quite a few layers today to try and avoid that whole wetness problem. But I'm probably still going to be damp by the time I get where I'm going. For those of you who are familiar with the area, going to the Moreno Valley Courthouse. Why? Because the cop that pulled me over in Riverside decided to set me up with the Mobile Courthouse. Now, as cool as he might be, that's kind of a dick move. I'm really not happy about it. I mean, the Riverside Courthouse, maybe 5 miles from my home. Maybe. The Mobile Courthouse, a little further than that. We're talking a good 20 miles in the rain. That's awesome. Anyway, other important things to consider when you're riding in the rain. Braking distance. It's gonna take you longer to stop. Now, depending on your tires and brakes, yada yada, you might have an easier time. But, generally speaking, the pavement is slippery. And if you brake too hard, you will slide. That's just the way of the world. So make sure you give yourself more stopping room. That's why I'm kind of hanging back here. I'm trying to give the mist off the other cars time to settle before it gets to me. And also give myself plenty of room in case somebody smashes on their brakes up there. For what it's worth, Dragon jeans are pretty cool, but they're not waterproof. My knees are wet, and that's rather unpleasant. I'm hoping that the rain will die down by the time I have to come home. I have no idea how long I'll be sitting, waiting for the courts to do their deliberating and all that stuff. But I'm really hoping I'm not out in this again today. It's supposed to have stopped by 10 o'clock. It's like 10:15 right now. And, still raining. But, them's the brakes. When you ride a motorcycle, you might get wet. I have no idea what the temperature is outside, but I'd venture to say cold. Yeah, cold. Cold's good. Cold and wet. It's like the most miserable way to ride. But, hey, at least I'm getting to where I need to get to. I had the foresight to put the paperwork for court in a Ziploc bag before I put it in my pocket. That's another important thing. If you guys are travelers, or you have cameras or important legal documents, waterproof them. Vilma suggested bringing a trash bag just to wrap around your stuff. Pretty much anything that's got good plastic. I prefer Ziploc bags, just because they're made to hold liquid. Not for an extended period of time, but they'll work. Kitchen bags usually work pretty good. Anyway, it's all about protecting your stuff. I think I'm testing the waterproof capabilities of my drift. It's got the silicone boot on the back of it. And obviously the mic's plugged in, and you guys can hear me. I'm really hoping that the rain coming at the camera is keeping it from going into the ports at the back. But we'll see. I'll get to the courthouse and I'll probably be really pissed off. My camera's dead. Sorry. A little bit of blood in there. I'm just kind of jaw-jacking right now. I figured I'd leave the camera on for safety purposes. Because riding in the rain in California can be dangerous. California drivers, they don't handle rain very well. They don't seem to understand that you have to brake sooner and give yourself more time. They all kind of think that cars just handle the same way. So, the camera's on for safety in case something should happen. I'll have it on video. But I'm going to shut up now and focus on my riding. Because I hate this part of the freeway. It tends to flood, so I need to be careful. Feel free to comment. Leave whatever you think in the comments down below. You know how it goes. I'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah, another rider. Rain can't stop us, man. We are either awesome or crazy. One of the two. The rain's actually getting worse as I go into Marina Valley. This sucks. But hey, it's two wheels, baby. Ride or die. Whew.